parts. Bennett, should I send her a text? Send your mom a text? I think you should then. It's very easy for me to send her a text. It takes me 3 seconds. Unfortunately, your mom's phone number.
Yeah, it's like it takes me 3 hours. You're like, you went out of your way, to send me a text. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, really out of my way. It literally says Bennett's mom. All right. All right. So, what is integration by parts? You guys need to understand what's integration by parts. Oh, my bad. I'm sorry. Now, I prefer to teach you DI method, but I'm going to start with integration by part. Integration by part is used for a combination of multiple different kind of, it's called transcendental function. Transcendental function is logarithm, inverse trig, trig, and exponential. So I'm going to write down in order. So what are they? L, I, A, P, E. The only one that's not transcendental function is A. A is algebra. Okay, so it's also known as Liate. Liate, so it's for the combination of L, I, A, T, E. And the order matter. Okay, cannot spell rearrange that order. It has to be in that order. So what's L stand for? Log. In particularly, more likely natural log in this case. This is the inverse trig because the inverse function is kind of weird, but you don't really integrate inverse function. Not at least not in the normal Calc 2 range. This is algebra. How to spell algebra? So like x squared, and this is like the arc sine. Okay, trig. So like sine or cosine. E is exponential. So like e to the x. So it has to be in this order. Sometimes it could be just independent by itself. But if you have a combination of, let's say, x squared arc sine of x, yeah, integration by parts. If you have x squared and e to the x, integration by parts. Because there's no way to do it. Well, like say, well, let's say x e to the x. It's not possible for you to do it because derivative of e to the x is e to the x. But ex squared and x, that's possible because you can do u substitution. However, most of the combination like this in any kind of shapes or form, and sometimes even by itself. So this one by itself, it might need it. So by itself, that is sometimes needed. So like for example, I think last year when I teach it, there's one person out of like 3 class asked me, said, hey, Mr. A, what's integration of natural log of x? If you're that one student, I'm proud of you because you were thinking of the things that I didn't teach. Wait, you have taught us integration of 1 over x equal to natural log of x. What's integration of natural log of x then? Right? We didn't teach that last year. So then sometimes by itself could be integration of arc sine of x. We teach the derivative of arc sine of x, but we never teach integration of arc sine of x. So by itself is still an issue, not just only combination. So this two can be by itself. So this one and this one. And they had to be in that order. Okay? Now you're gonna say, well, what is integration by parts and where they come from? It actually comes from product rules. It actually comes from product. Right now, it's gonna be seems kind of confusing. Yeah, Joshua, what's your question?
I was confused by what you said about the order.
It has to be in this order, LIATE, and I will talk about the order in a second because right now it still seems confusing. So we're gonna talk about it in a second. It cannot be trig first. It has to be logarithm first,
Okay.
inverse second, algebra third, trig fourth, and exponential fifth. That's like a order operation. Which one has priority? Okay, which one should which one you substitute first? Now let's talk about product rule. If I take a derivative of a product rule, u times v, we know that is u dv dx plus v du dx. And that same thing is saying u v prime plus v u prime. Does that make sense? Now you say, wait, okay. Can I take an integral of the right-hand side? Because if I take a derivative of this, uv, it's going to give me this. If I integral the right-hand side, that's just focusing on, integrate this. It should go back to uv. Does that make sense? If I integrate. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to integrate that. I'm going to integrate u v prime plus actually v prime dx plus integrate of v u prime dx is equal to uv. And shorthanded, that's going to be integration of u dv plus v du. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to focus on this particular subject. What's integration to u dv? Is equal to uv minus integration of v du. Now, this is a formula I will ask my student to remember a long time ago. I personally not a big fan of this formula because this formula doesn't serve me any good. So I'm going to teach you shortcut instead. But I'm going to start by using this formula first. And you're going to be like, okay, this is how we use it. So, for example, ln of x dx. We never talked about this one. My Calc 1 teacher already told me, says just memorize this. X ln of x minus x. But later on she said, okay, you have to know how to derive it because I never take Calc 2. I'm not as smart as you guys when I was in high school. I didn't get a chance to take Calc 2. Actually, truthfully, I didn't fail. I had a really bad teacher at Calc 1. And the whole time I learned how to take integration of x squared whole year. And I have a teacher, he's a Scottish. He just liked to flirt with girls. And so he would spend like whole period with his Scottish accent and to flirt with girls. And he's like a 50-year-old man too. And it was like kind of interesting. But anyway, so I didn't learn anything all year. So I got a 2 on AP exam. And I'm gonna be honest, tell you I got a 2 because my teacher didn't tell me anything. It's not because I wasn't able to. So I drive from Claremont to Dr. Philip every single day because Dr. Philip has a better teacher for Calc 1. She was the best teacher. She taught me everything that I'm teaching you right now. She had 100% pass rate. And not only 100% pass rate, it's 100% pass rate with a 5. So yeah, she's very impressive. So she say, oh yeah, just memorize this integration of natural log of x. I will teach you later. So I never learned it. But she also, at the end of the year, she actually teach it for competition. So that's why I knew it. But later I found out integration by parts is kind of confusing. But I'm going to show you how to do it. You're going to set u equal to something first. U is the priority. In this case, since there's only natural log of x, u has to be natural log of x. And then du has to be 1 over x dx. You just take a derivative. But now I want you to see this. This is times 1, right? So if u equal to natural log of x, then dv, do you see this? There's u and dv. dv must be equal to 1 dx. And if you integrate the dv, you're going to get v equal to x. So this part you integrate. And this part you take a derivative. And then you just have to follow a formula because we have this is u is natural log of x. So we have this u dv. So that's, anyway, the result is going to be u times v. So u times v is x ln of x minus integration of what? Well, v du, right? V is x times 1 over x dx, right? So that's equal to x ln of x minus integration of 1 dx, which is x ln of x minus x plus c. And this is integration by parts. This is the proof. You don't have to know the proof. This is the equation. You don't even have to know the equation because I'm going to teach you a shortcut in a second. There you go. Now it's a shortcut. The shortcut is known as the DI method. DI method is formed by Bunch math teacher. It's officially recognized by CalcBC grader. If student use DI method, it's going to get a right answer regardless. One of the most I think one of my favorite YouTuber is called Blue Pen and Red Pen. I don't know if you've ever seen him. He does like 100 different integral in like an hour, and he will show you all the different integral technique. Very cool guy. But how does DI method is formed? You're gonna form D represents derivative, I represents integration. Now, what people usually forget is the alternate sign. So you start with a plus sign, minus sign, plus sign. Okay. Now, D is same thing as Liate. So in this case, since there's natural log of x, integration of natural log of x dx, you're gonna say natural log of x. And I, you're gonna put down 1 because besides natural log of x, the only one is 1. Okay, so then D, we're just going to go ahead and take a derivative. 1 over x. And integration, that's going to be x. It's okay? Now the path is always going to be like this. This is the path. This is the path. Now, the problem is, when do you stop the path? When the horizontal, when this one here, multiply of those two are integratable, you stop. When they are integratable, you stop. Or this becomes 0, it stops. So right now we learn 2 ways to stop. One, if they go to 0, or one is horizontal is integratable. In this particular case, horizontal is integratable. Why? So you're gonna do this, and you're gonna say integration of ln of x dx. You're gonna follow the path. It's gonna be plus x ln of x, right? We don't worry about the plus. Now, if this next part is integratable, it's going to be minus 1 over x dx. Because this is integratable, you stop and just write down integration. So if it is a horizontal, just write down integration. If it's not, then you keep on going. So that's going to be x ln of x minus integration of 1, so it'll be x plus c. And you're going to get the same answer. So this is the hardest. I think like this is one of the harder one to see is to see like 1 over x times x is integratable. Then you just integrate it. Then you're gonna write down exactly same sign and just integrate this. Is that okay? Now you're gonna try with the other question. So I want to show you difference between those two. Which one require integration by parts? The first one. How about the second one? What do you do with the second one? That's a use up, right? Because there's a 1 degree difference. So u equal to x squared, du equal to 2x dx. So this one's use up. This one is gonna be this. So this one I'm still gonna show you. We're gonna do di instead. X, e to the x. What shall you set u as? No. You don't set u equal to e to the x. Why? E to the x is the last priority. Because LIATE. Okay, so yeah, so is x. And the other one is going to be e to the x, right? So what's derivative of x? 1. What's derivative of 1? 0. You stop right here. Because we go to 0. If we go to 0, you stop at 0. Because that's the most convenient way. If integration of e to the x is what? And integration e to the x? E to the x. So now you're going to follow the path. The path is always like this. And that's what you want to integrate. So that's equal to x, e to the x plus sign, minus e to the x plus c. You done.
You multiply them, right? How did someone come up with this?
Yeah. We just gotta see.
Oh, maybe because they didn't have technology. It doesn't matter. There's no
Yeah.
It's bored. We must have gotten like beyond.
Yo, what is the famous theories and that the guys who went to the tree? So, yeah, they're definitely.
Okay, let's try one. Okay, so we give you two situations. One situation you stop is when the d go to 0. Second situation is when the horizontal is integratable. So I don't know which situation is this. You're gonna have to figure out integration x squared ln of x dx. Yes.
So you just go to the layer in which it all stops, and that layer, like specifically layer x.
If you go horizontal, you have to integrate it. If you go into this the diagonal path, then just write it out. So if you have a 0, you just go in diagonal path because you just write it out. Mm-hmm. Keep on going.
Is it the same alternating?
It's always alternating.
So the other one, you divide it's divided by you get 1 over x. But you can remove that.
So you learn 2 steps. There's 3 steps, but right now you learn 2. Tomorrow we're gonna go to the third one.
Oh my god.
I'm confused on because one, this is not integrated.
You can. So what happened if you integrate it?
One,
You're gonna get the same exact thing.
Yeah.
Because it's gonna be minus integration e to the
then
x.
why did we go to the second?
Because all you gotta do is write it out. You don't have to integrate it because from here to here is integration.
So it could either go to 0.
If it goes 0, you don't even bother integration. Just write it out. Just write it out. You don't have to think. Your brain is gonna become automatic.
I don't know. Oh, you integrate this part this time? What is the thought?
Okay, so d. So I'm gonna write down x squared plus minus plus. Oh, sorry, the ln of x. You're right. 1 over x, and then this one's x squared. This one's gonna be x cubed over 3, right? Is this integratable?
Yeah.
Yes. So it'll be x squared. No, sorry. It's gonna be plus ln of x times what?
Like,
Times 1x. Oh, yes.
No, if it both times together is integratable.
Yeah, it only matters if it's 0.
Yeah, or when you can integrate.
We'll talk about rest of the case tomorrow. Today I'm probably not gonna issue homework because that causes confusion. So
I'll finish my homework.
what's going on there?
He's celebrating. Just show homework.
Celebrating for what?
Order break.
Okay, I had this for the reason. When the bed finish, I'm gonna lock in. I'm gonna do all your homework.
What happened?
Thank you.
I did all homework during the band. During the
You have
band season.
excuses.
What happened? During bullshit. Homework. During the band season. I did homework. Mr.
Like better things that you did better than right now.
No, you didn't. No, that's.
You might as well go back to bed.
I stayed in position last night. You have the non-destruction one, bro? Oh my gosh.